friends, this is the Reckoning Reviewer here, and now has come a sad time. The finale review of this season. I will return in the fall, starting with a Small Soldiers review, just to tell you, but what would you think it would be a great way for me to finish off this first season? I'll tell you, with Transformers Prime! Transformers Prime is the most recent and possibly greatest installment of the Transformers franchise. You all heard me go over its opening story arc, Darkness Rising, as well as show my love for the movies, in my collaboration with Mischief.
But the explosions, oh my god, the explosions. No wonder Michael Bay is the god of explosions.
I thought I'd make the finale of my first season of reviews be special by finishing the way I started. Some of you newer viewers might be asking yourselves, wasn't my first review My Little Pony? Actually, no! My Little Pony sucks, by the way. That was my first review on the YouTube channel. The Darkness Rising review can be found in my videos on That Guy with the Glasses. So let's look into the awesomeness of this series. But I feel I should tell you my backstory of how I got into Transformers. It all started in 2007 when the live-action movie came out. I saw the film because it seemed interesting enough from being promoted on the show On the Lot on Fox. What's that? I'm the only one who remembers the show? Anyway, I saw the film and I loved it. Years later, I saw Revenge of the Fallen and became a full-fledged Transformers fan, learning everything I could about the franchise, and I even bought a lot of the figures. I remember hearing about a new Transformers series being made that would have the original Optimus and Megatron, with Peter Cullen and Frank Welker returning for their roles. I got excited, and the more I kept hearing about the series, the more hyped I got. And then the series came along, and I became the ultimate Transformers nerd. Now that you heard my fan story, let's continue on with this review. Now on to the series. First off, I love the animation. The CGI is kind of like my favorite show, Star Wars The Clone Wars. Very detailed and smooth. While the show didn't have the same budget as The Clone Wars did, it's still really good animation. Possibly the best animation you could find on the hub. Unlike that pony garbage! In high definition, you can see the amount of detail put into it. But sometimes you can see just how shiny the Transformers are.
I don't care about some trinket! My second-in-command is a prisoner of the enemy.
The tone of the series is much darker than that of other Transformers shows before it. While the predecessors had one or two dark moments, the show is really dark for the most part, but not too dark. There's still some lighthearted stuff and some comedy that mostly doesn't seem forced. The writing is amazing. The creators of the show knew what they were doing, made sure to take notes from previous Transformers installments. While Generation 1 can be looked at as a nostalgic show, it really doesn't hold up to the standards we have today. It has problems like packing in too many characters at once, inconsistencies, some corny stuff, and a few plot holes, which I will get to later. Prime actually knew what it was doing. It didn't have too many characters, so it was easier to develop their cast and make sure everything has some point to it. And it does a good job explaining things better than the original cartoon did.
Think of the glory. Seize the day. Optimus would.
No, he wouldn't. Not like this.
The characters have a lot of thought put into them. Some of them are better than others, with RC being the best Autobot and Starscream being the best Decepticon. As the series does progress, there are more characters you can appreciate, and some characters you didn't care for before, you can have a new respect for. Well, except Raph, that little shit. Before getting into the actual plot of the show, I feel I should go over one more thing. The intro. I really like this intro. It's simple yet cool. It doesn't need a theme song like most shows do, and instrumental works fine. But that might be a problem with it later on in the series, if you know what I'm talking about. Visual-wise. The first season starts where Darkness Rising left off, with the death of Megatron, and Starscream hoping to prove himself as the leader of the Decepticons. This is the theme of the first stage of the season.
Lord Starscream, Emperor of Destruction!
Meanwhile, the Autobots get closer to their human allies and we see how much these characters have grown on each other. I think the best human-robot relationship has to be that of Jack and RC. If you saw my Darkness Rising review, then you know that I ship these two as a couple. Listen to them talk together. They are a couple.
You're a motorcycle, RC. Shouldn't you know how to build a motorcycle engine?
You're a human, Jack. Can you build me a small intestine?
Oh, too bad. It's a beautiful day for a ride. Would hate for you to feel guilty for leaving me indoors.
Arctic exploration duty.
Indoors where it's warm. I can see it in your eyes. You're afraid, RC. And you're never afraid.
You're right, Jack. I am afraid of losing you.
Let these two do it, please! Oh yeah. That's just how RC likes it. Don't judge me! The main characters are established already from Darkness Rising. Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots, RC, the female member and the best fighter, Bulkhead, the team's tank, not literally, Ratchet, the medic, and Bumblebee, the mute scout. The Autobots also have a solo member named Wheeljack, who is a badass member of the Autobot subgroup, the Wreckers, and Bulkhead's best friend. Unlike the other Autobots, he prefers to be alone, but does help when he can. For the Decepticons we have Starscream, the temporary leader and mainly Megatron's second in command.
I will convince them that I am the true heir to your throne, with a plan so epic.
Soundwave, the silent communications officer, who we really want to talk. Breakdown, the tank of the team, not literally. Knockout, the medic, who I swear is not gay, so stop writing the fanfiction of him with other dudes already! It's disgusting! Then we have the Vehicons, who are the Pinata soldiers for the Autobots to easily destroy. The Decepticons do have two other members in the first season. Skyquake, who dies almost immediately after he's introduced, and Arachnid, RC's nemesis and the Femme Decepticon. But do you feel like I'm forgetting someone? Oh right, Laserbeak! I'm just kidding. It's Megatron.
What are you doing inside my head?
And then the humans. Jack, who is awesome. Miko, who is hyper. Agent Fowler, who is funny. June, Jack's sweet mother. And Raph, who sucks. F that guy. Then we have Silas, who is also awesome. Clancy Brown is the man.
I am Silas. But of greater consequence to you, we are Mech. Fair warning. We will be helping ourselves to your device, even if it means inflicting casualties.
For the first stage of Season 1, Megatron is in stasis lock. The Dark Energon inside him revived him after his death, but Starscream ripped it out so he could stay leader. But had to make it look like he was saving Megatron when spotted by Laserbeak. Here's Starscream leads in the meantime, and I personally think he's a better leader than Megatron. He wants to do everything possible to move the Decepticons forward. He's always looking for ways to win the war, which is exactly what a leader should do. Plus, Stephen Bloom is awesome as Starscream. I've praised this voice actor so many times, so by now, you must know how much I admire him.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Megatron does make his return to the series in the episode Sick Mind, where Optimus is infected by symbiotic plague, which is a disease made by the Decepticons. RC and Bumblebee board the Nemesis to look for a cure and find Megatron in stasis. Bumblebee goes into Megatron's mind with a cortical psychic patch to look for a cure, and ends up having a conversation with him. Meanwhile, Starscream and Knockout plot on killing off Megatron to ensure Starscream's permanent position as leader. Bumblebee is able to convince Megatron to show him the cure, and RC escapes with him from the Nemesis. But Megatron is inside Bumblebee's head.
I'm out. Or should I say, in?
And manipulates him to take Dark Energon to his body to resurrect him. His plan works, and he is restored to his former glory and punishes Starscream. But I think the episode Out of His Head does show how much better Starscream is than Megatron as a leader. He would have killed Optimus if Megatron hadn't come in and intervened.
Megatron's greatest mistake was ever allowing you to live, Prime!
The second stage of the first season does really get interesting, though. Starscream learns how to wield Dark Energon, and shows once again that he's more awesome than Megatron. These human villains known as Mech, led by Clancy Brown as Silas, prove to be a threat by capturing Breakdown and getting a lot of information from ripping him apart. Jack's mother June finds out about the Transformers, and Arachnid joins the Decepticons.
Arachnid, it has been some time.
Starscream, however, leaves the Decepticons in my favorite episode from the first season. He and Arachnid look for a weapon called the Immobilizer, but Arachnid leaves Starscream to be captured. He decides to join the Autobots, and while RC is watching him, he accidentally lets it slip that he killed Cliffjumper. So they fight and almost kill each other. In the end, Starscream goes rogue, only seeking to benefit himself. It's a great episode because it goes into my two favorite characters of the series. Starscream jumping between allegiances is really clever, as well as his memorable speeches in the episode.
But I have gained a clear understanding of my place in this universe, of who I am. Starscream. Servant to no one.
It really shows how dangerously cunning he is. For RC, this is what I think is the pinnacle of her character arc. Throughout the first season, we see her trying to deal with the deaths of her partners, Tailgate and Cliffjumper. Her rivalry with Arachnid is because she killed Tailgate off-screen, and Cliffjumper, her recent partner, was killed by Starscream. It shows how much her character grows with that speech at the end of the episode she has as well.
I thought settling scores would allow me to move on. Instead, I chased away our hope of winning this war anytime soon.
Wisdom cannot be granted, RC. It must be earned. Sometimes at a cost.
The series did have a nice finale to premiere ratio, as where one season ended, another began. It all started with a season 1 finale arc, One Shall Rise. Optimus believes that prophecy from the Covenant of Primus, which will be available December 2013 on Amazon, is about to occur. Megatron is desperate to make this prophecy a reality, believing that he is the rising darkness of the prophecy. Also, Raph gets shot! Yay! But later he's fine. God damn it! So Optimus goes to kill Megatron to save Earth in one epic battle on Michael Bay levels of awesome. When Optimus is about to kill Megatron, a volcano erupts Stark Energon and makes Megatron more powerful. Earth is in chaos, and Optimus finds out the mother of all plot twists. That Unicron the Destroyer is the core of Earth.
The cons killed a unicorn?
I really wish they would kill those ponies. Decepticons! Death to ponies!
I thought he'd never ask! Come, my armada! Attack! Attack! Attack!
The glorious carnage. Optimus tries to kill Unicron before he can rise, and ends up making an alliance with Megatron, as he wants to rule Earth, but can't do it if Unicron awakens. They work together to go inside Unicron, fighting his antibodies, while Optimus unleashes the powerful matrix of leadership into Unicron's trunk, saving the planet. But Megatron decides it's time to finish him while he's weakened, but then, the new mother of all plot twists happens.
Where are we, Megatronus?
So Optimus doesn't remember any of his time as a Prime, and thinks he's still Orion Pax, a historical archivist and a friend of Megatron. Megatron takes advantage of this, and makes him a Decepticon, leading into Season 2. Okay, who's ready for the awesomeness of the second season?